Hey guys, I'm Ezzy. Welcome back to another first look video. The second new dungeon to test on the War Within Alpha this week is the Stonevault. This won't be like my usual quick start videos. It'll be a full playthrough of the dungeon as I test and learn the mechanics of the dungeon. Great, the Stonevault. Thankfully we were able to get a group together quicker than yesterday. Spent 5 hours in queue yesterday, now about what, half an hour? Thankfully, some people were willing to help out. Oh dear, the tank's bars did not save. All right, well, let's give them a moment to put them together. Let's do this. Arcing Void. Was that void infection? I think it was the invaders, right? Interrupt wasted. Stun. Void infection. That's a dot. I don't have my stone form keybound. So we have 4 bosses in here, just like the last dungeon. Okay, what's the fear? That's from the ghastly void soul. Okay. And they keep coming. Interesting. That's really good to know. Garden Invader, that these just seem to be part of the boss's RP. So just like the first video, I haven't done this dungeon before yet. This is very much a discover as we go type thing. But this seems to be indicating there's some type of line mechanic we need to handle. So let's see. Volatile spike. Oh, okay. I see an arrow. Let me guess. We need to use the lines to kill the spikes. Come on, move, please. No. Put it on me, so I can test it out, please. Just really ignoring mechanics, huh? The spikes don't seem to be doing much. We're not taking damage. Just the tank at the moment. I assume it's just not working yet, then? So, based on what we saw, I would assume you have to use the lines to destroy the pillars, and like on Terrors in Vault of the Incarnates, it would probably, the spike would probably do damage as long as they're up. We'll check the dungeon journal at the end of the run, just like the other times. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit heavy. I just woke up. I spent a lot of time in the queue yesterday. I think 5 hours total. And I got a single dungeon done. So I wanted to get this done, at least try to get this done before the US completely goes to bed. So I have to raid tonight. That means no alpha in here. There's a lot of different casts here to interrupt. Boom. Skarmorak. Oh, that's already the next boss. Is this going to be as quick as the other instance? The Dark Flame Cleft? It's a lot of shit going on. Maybe don't pull the entire room. We bring out Flip. These are new beasts to the Kazalgar continent. Go, go, go. Tank is still alive. Not for long, probably. So yeah, that seemed like too much to pull. And the tank is dead. Yeah, I would... hey, they did not regenerate their health. Did not regenerate health upon wipe. It could be intended, but it seems to be more likely a bug. So stuff like that absolutely needs to be reported. That's what the alpha is for. Even though we wish it was differently on live. Piercing now. So all three have an interrupt that needs to... I'll have a cast that needs to be interrupted. Yeah, interrupts on the cooldown. It's a lot of damage again. Oh dear. We have a ninja pool. Do I have health pots? Yes, I do. I need to put that on my bars. Entrance off cooldown. Put on my bars right away, actually. That trash hurts. Definitely, there were ninja pools there, but that was a lot of damage. A lot to interrupt. Okay, Skarmorak. Unless you have a cast as well that needs to be interrupted, the trash did not really tell me what's going to happen here. First line smash, consumer cone. Pads. I assume we just kill these. That looks like it has to be... damage done to crumbling shell increased by 50%, but you take a dot. I see. And is crumbling shell just something... Is that these shards? Oh, crumbling shell. Okay. So you want to... you don't want to pick those up until he puts on the shield, because I had, what, 4 seconds left on the debuff by the time he put up the shield? So what are these shards supposed to do? Because right now they're just standing there. And at one point only one orb spawned, despite multiple beams. That first spawn was just one. Look for a service tunnel nearby. You should be able to take a minecart back. Okay, so we just go to different wings and then take the minecarts back. I really think the ads need to do something. I don't know if... or it could just be because it's normal mode. But it really feels like they should be doing something. More invaders. Some more of the same trash, but it looks like right after this, the trash is very different. Restoring metals. That sounds like a heal that needs to be interrupted. But that was a very quick cast time. You need to be on top of that. So if you don't have your cooldown ready, your infos ready to go, then a GCD for a stun might be too long. That guy just uses cannon to throw out a big ball of lava. Mender. Okay, I'm paying attention to you, Mender. I'll save my interrupt this time. Alloy bolt is fine. Restoring metals. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I can only interrupt one of the Menders. I just actually noticed it's a full hunter group. Gee, I wonder what class people like to play with testing. By the way, I said with every dungeon so far, but it's still true. I really like the way this looks. There are still parts where they're big rooms rather than just corridors. You know, that for that, for example, was just a corridor we were in. But this more dwarven architecture. Our time has come. I love it. Still, by far, my favorite one is the one with the bees, the meadery. Just very fun mechanics. That termination protocol swirl does not really seem like it can be avoided. It's way too fast. We need more distance. Yeah, you need more distance. So as long as it's just on range and range standard max range, we should be okay. To wait for our DPS. Let's take a minute to look around. Oh dear. Molten metal, that's a cast that we interrupted. Molten mirror. Activate ventilation. Okay, there's a fireball that needs to be avoided. There's fire coming out of the vents. What's he doing? Scrap song. Okay. Avoid that. And molten metal, we did not interrupt the second cast. Activate ventilation again, so there's not going to be much room to move. Deconstruction. Oh, oh dear. Oh no. Oh no no no. Oh. Okay. That's not much space to move. Huh. Does... Ooh, shit. I got hit. So does the block only go from left to right? Because if that's the case, then you always just want to be standing here or here, right? Because there's space to move out of the lava. There's a very small corner to reach the... whatchamacallit? To go out of the big circle. Where do we go now? Look for another minecart. If it's there, we might use it as well. Those seem to be dead ends. So do we have to go back? Yeah. Yeah. That fight is gonna be interesting. I haven't fully formed my opinion on that just yet. Watch out for the trash. Everyone make it through? Okay. So what do we have left? Oh, we're already at just the last boss. Man, time flies. Shield Stampede. Okay, so that's a charge. Does it do anything? Oh, hold on. That seemed to be an AoE and it deals increasing damage. So you're gonna want to... It's basically a bear from a Dark Heart Thicket then. Kill it quickly before it kills you. I should have saved my interrupt for the heal. A little bit stupid of me. But it's normal, so... It's fine. So with this, we've already done 4 out of the 8 new dungeons. I should probably start making some notes for the quick start guides. The first totem, what was that? Oh, that's literally a totem we need to kill. I think it was the totem that actually dealt a pretty sizable amount of AoE damage, because we didn't kill it fast enough. Two rock smashers? Plus a whole bunch of casters? Oh dear. That's a lot of damage. That's 4 casters, man. That's gonna be terrible on Make It Plus. I am not looking forward to this pool. And that seems to be the last boss. Should I just release? Yeah, I should. Please wait for us. Please wait for us. Yeah, the 4 casters that all put down totems, which I'll need to look back at the recording. I don't think you could interrupt the summon totem cast. That's gonna be a pain, and given that you're so close to the boss, I'm sure you can't invis skip this pack. Alright, everyone's here. Hi, Speaker Eirik. I know you. You were the bad guy in the campaign. Okay, so there's void portals. Do ads come out of them? Unbright. Oh, cone. Watch out. Very large cone, in fact. Avoid corruption. Increasing. Okay. Circles. Oh, you need to move to the portal, I guess. No. Okay, so what happened there? We had the debuff that apparently needs to be moved to the portal because it deals increasing damage. Yeah, this one. But if you get to the portal, you get sucked in. So I'm guessing you don't want to reach the center. And of course, there was the cone that happened at the same time in our direction. That was very unfortunate. But clear mechanics once you know what the debuff means. Let me just thank these people. Thanks very much for joining everyone. Appreciate you speeding up the queue for us. Okay, so let's take a look at the journal then, and then okay, Shaman doesn't even say anything. Anyway, first boss, volatile. Let's start up at the top. E.D.N.A launches a beam at up to 3 players. I think it only did the beam on 1 player at a time, inflicting damage to them, and this detonates any volatile spike hit. Okay, then let's go down anyway. Volatile spikes to erupt from the earth, moving within 4 yards of its. Anyone moving within 4 yards of the spike causes it to explode. Okay. So if you touch it, then you deal damage. It deals damage. And it would deal damage every 1 second to all players. Alright, let's leave the group. And then we'll look at the rest of the queue. So they don't get the impression we want to do another one. Because this will probably be the last thing I do on beta for today then. There's other things I need to do. Back to the dungeon, the Stonevault. Alright, so there's the beams that destroy the spikes. If you touch a spike, it will deal damage to you and everyone. And there was one more, Seismic Smash. I think that was the tank mechanic, right? Yeah, afflicting them with seismic reverberation. I guess it puts a dot on them if the spelled Earth Shield is applied to the target. Causes them to take reduced damage for 5 seconds. So either it's just dispel as soon as possible and the journal simply doesn't have the icon yet, or the Earth Shield is something you need for a very specific mechanic. Maybe to reduce the damage of the next Seismic Smash. So we'll have to wait and see. Is there a mythic thing yet? Ooh, there is. Ah, there we go. On mythic, the boss will shatter any spike remaining, and that's why you need to kill them. So on normal the spikes are really inconsequential. Okay, interesting. Basic mechanic, and this is actually the third boss in these two dungeons alone where you need to use his own abilities against him. That's one thing I notice more often, is that whenever a new set of dungeons comes out, whether it's from an expansion or in a season, they share a lot of the same design in terms of mechanics. Sometimes it's a pushback, sometimes it's swirls. Now it's using their own abilities against them. I really wish they would mix it up instead of concentrating it all within particular dungeon pools. But yeah, at least it's clear to understand what you have to do in those fights. Skarmorak. This one was with the ads that didn't seem to do anything. Tank ability. Parts of Skarmorak fracture off. Those were the beams, or swirls, where the shards spawn. Skarmorak's crystal shards respond to their creator and will cast Reinforce on Skarmorak, increasing the potency of Crumbling Shell. Crumbling Shell was the shield you need to kill. But the crystal shards didn't do anything, so they're bugged. The crystal shard explodes in volatile explosion, inflicting shadow damage to all players. Okay, so again, the shards just don't do anything yet on the alpha. But you do want to kill them, so the shield doesn't get bigger. But also, not all at the same time, because I assume that this will actually do damage on higher difficulties. Reclaim. Skarmorak draws in materials from the surrounding area, gaining the shield. After taking substantial damage, the shell shatters, stunning Skarmorak. Interrupts casting. Does he do an AoE during the shield? Did he do anything during the shield? I don't know. Okay, Void Discharge. Pure Void energy from its shell. So, from its shell, that has to be during Crumbling Shell. Each time Void Discharge inflicts damage, its damage is increased by 10% and it stacks. Yeah, okay. So, the basic thing is, for DPS, just kill the shield, of course. But you want to do that as quickly as possible so that Void Discharge stops casting. And then we have Unstable Crash, which is, I assume, the beams into orbs. And I'm guessing, the orb that I picked up too early. Smashes the ground, inflicting damage to players within 15 yards. Okay, so if ranged stand further away, then there will be less healing for the healer to do. Skarmorak launches spell name at players. Void Empowerment. Okay, Void Fragments inflicts damage to players within 5 yards. Okay, so those were the beams. And they leave behind a mote of void energy that grants Void Empowerment. Oh, the motes only persist for 15 seconds. Oh boy, this sounds like something... I hate this. This sounds like something you then really have to have a weak aura to track how many seconds are left before the motes disappear. Because when I picked up the orb right away, the debuff or the debuff was basically already gone by the time the shield came up. This is not very good. This is a mechanic that's a prime example of really needing a weak aura just to be able to actually execute the mechanic properly. This is bad. Okay, the mode gives you Void Empowerment, gives you a dot, which we saw, and gives you a 50% increase in damage to Crumbling Shell. Yeah. Okay, now this sucks. Not a fan of this fight. Forge speakers. Silenced speaker. All damage by the speaker is increased by 75%. Oh, after witnessing one of their own is killed. So you want to kill the two at the same time. As a council fight, that makes sense. Speaker Brock. Ventilation, what we saw. I assume this is the lava. Actually, speaker energy courses through the machinery beneath them. Oh, causes the vents to expel flames. Yeah, we saw that. Deals damage to you. Lots of damage if you stand on the vents. Obviously, don't stand on the vents. And a little bit of damage to everyone, no matter what. Every 5 seconds, or 0.5 seconds, flaming scrap shoots to a destination, leaving behind a burning ground. Okay, that's the lava. Yeah, don't stand in the lava. Though the wording of this does make me wonder if the lava is actually going to target players, right? So that it'll shoot and spawn the lava where players stand. So you have more agency over where you can actually move to by choosing where the lava is going to be blocking you. But right now it's just at the vents, basically. Yeah, I hope they give us more control over where it spawns. Then there's molten metal, which was the interruptible, which I got. Yeah, I got the first interrupt, but then when he moved away, no one did the second one. Alright, he moved away to what? To pull the block through the area. Yeah, you definitely want an interrupt at that point. That's more important than in the first part of the fight. Scrap song. Ah, the cube, which he sends across the room. And it stuns you if you get hit, but this is going to be a lot of damage in Mythic Plus. You really just don't want to be hit by the cube. And then there's Speaker Dorlita, the big construct machine thing. Relocates the scrap cube to the center of the platform and charges energy into it. The cube explodes, inflicting damage. Isn't this just the same? It's literally the same description. So yeah, but from what we saw, after the cube gets pushed through the middle, then the other guy, Speaker Dorlita, pulls it back to the center. And it looks like that's what then puts a group-wide dot on everyone. Obviously, don't get hit by the cube. Molten Hammer, so this is just a tank buster. And then Lava Expulsion. And that's the Lava Orb. Yeah, okay. Speaker Eirik. Void Rifts. Okay, so those were indeed the rifts. Killing anyone within 3 yards of the center of the rift. So that's why it tries to pull you in. Void Corruption. This was the debuff. Effects of playing with void energy, dealing dots until removed. And damage is increased by 25% every 3. It's going to be 3 seconds. Moving within 15 yards of a void rift will remove Void Corruption. Okay. Which is what we saw the guy do at the start, and we then copied him. Yeah. Okay. Clear. Move to the void rifts. Don't move too far and run back out. Entropic Reckoning. I think that was the circles. Yeah, that was the circles. Obviously, don't stand on top of each other. And the last thing, the cone. Yeah, the cone. Okay. Well, then, this fight was clear. The Void Speakers... not the Void Speakers, Forge Speakers. I wish you had more control over what happens in terms of where you can stand. But... yeah. I'm not sure about this one. Skarmorak just sucks. And I only say that because of the way that the void fragment functions, the orb. Them only persisting for 15 seconds and you basically having to delay until the right moment to pick them up is just not very good. It's not clearly telegraphed in-game that they're going to disappear, as far as we could see. So that essentially means this needs a weak aura, and for me that's a fail. I would not allow Void Fragment to pass the second grade. Yeah, unacceptable. And then there's E.D.N.A, which in normal really does nothing, but as we quickly took a look for Mythic, it makes sense with the pillars, you need to destroy them. Yeah, good fight, you're in control. And it's up to the players to properly play. So that's the Stonevault. Out of the two, let's see, we had the Stonevault and Dark Flame Cleft. I like, in terms of mechanics, the Stonevault better, mostly. But that's purely just because I don't really, after sleeping on it for a night, I don't like the darkness. As a fight, I think there's not enough time for DPS to just DPS. You need to be moving continuously for those candles. So I'm not a big fan of this. But other than that, this is, yeah, a fine dungeon. I won't say it's spectacular or anything. The B dungeon is still the best of the lot as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that was the first look for the Stonevault. So that's where we're going to leave these things. I'm gonna put these on YouTube as quickly as I can before the weekend ends. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, and I hope you did, please do like the video and subscribe for more content in the future. And if you're interested in more WoW things from me, be sure to follow me over on Twitter as well as Twitch. This week, sadly, I didn't have really the time to live stream the alpha. But the intention is to live stream the alpha at least once a week. So I failed this week. Next week, there's a new week. Anything else? Yeah, no, just like and subscribe and all that usual stuff. And then for now, I'm Ezzy, and I'll see you again next time.